interesting night. And somebody asked if I was feeling something. I felt fingers through my hair. So, ow, and see, I keep getting my own fingers caught. So, anyway.
Say what you saw.
Okay, I was just standing right here by the door looking that way, and while you were talking, I saw this tiny little light, and it was just like tiny.
Orbs with your eyes. That's
Just,
always good
it
news.
was for just an instant.
That's
A second or two. Just a little
That's
tiny little light.
That's definitely interesting. It's going to be an interesting night. I just have a feeling. I was going to tell you real quick. I took Vin just walking through the hotel tonight, and we were down by 217 where they're doing the construction, and they have a big plastic thing around where the staircase is. Well, that is a vortex in the hotel. It's got spirit energy in it all the time. Well, we were standing down by 217 forever. The plastic didn't even move, didn't even offer to even, wasn't even like shaking. We went up the back staircase to the third floor, and we were looking down into the vortex. And 3 times the plastic went whoosh, like a big, huge whoosh. Well, you know, being skeptical, because we're also investigators, so being skeptical, we tried everything we could, including moving the plastic at the other end of the hall, to see if we could get any kind of an air change to make it do that. Couldn't change anything. It was like, wow, that was very cool. So hopefully they followed us somewhere. Anyway. Okay, so this tunnel that you guys saw, it went that direction, and then it takes an L shape and it runs along this side of the building.
Sounds like somebody's knocking on the door.
Oh my God. I think we just scared each other.
He was so cool. He went running like nothing, you know? I'm like, oh.
Sorry. Oh, Callie, I'm so sorry. You did. Hi, Nancy. That was funny.
Thanks.
I'm sorry. I got this vision of you guys both going,
I told him, I said, just go down there and tell him there was nobody there.
Did you lock that door? Thank you. All right, so come on down here and I'll show you where the tunnel comes out on this end.
That was weird. Like, I swear if that hadn't been a person, I probably would have left.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, wow.
Now I heard somebody say if that hadn't been a person, you're going to leave.
Yeah, that
was me. What are you here for? You may actually hear that tonight. That is often reported, and we experience it very often. We're down here, and you'll hear footsteps upstairs when we have all the doors locked. And I will always go check to make sure that it's not a person. Okay. This is the other end of that tunnel. I ask that you don't go in the tunnel from this way because there's a lot of pipes, and it's just not as safe to enter through this direction. But Lucy had a little living room area set up in this area. So not only did she have her bed area in the tunnel, but she had a living room in here. There were 2 chairs right here where this love seat is. In fact, we just got rid of those chairs. They were those ugly 80s mauve and blue and peach. You get the idea? We just got rid of those. And she was not very happy with that, so we've kind of given her living room back. So this is Lucy's room. She likes to do things in this room, including things like, one of my very first times of investigating, we had a banquet table sitting up along the wall. There was a white wedding chair sitting next to it. Grant from Ghost Hunters was here. He was sitting on the table. There were 5 or 6 of us in the room with him. We were doing an EVP session and we got bored. So we started kind of goofing off, which happens, and that's okay, because sometimes that's when the spirits like to come join you. We started goofing off. It was pitch black in here. He reached into his pocket, pulled out his cell phone, and he flipped it open. Well, as he did, it illuminated the room, and the white chair sitting against the wall flipped over into the middle of the room. The other thing that happens in here often, I hate to say often though, because then when it doesn't happen, you guys are so disappointed. But the good thing about that is that that means that it's not just something that's wrong with this door, okay? And then if you'll just step out of the way so I don't smack you. If this door is all the way open like it is, I want you to listen to it drag against the carpet, and watch the kind of force that I have to give it to get it started, okay? Eventually gravity's going to take over and it will shut the rest of the way. But did you see how much it took for me to get the door started? We will open this door, we'll make sure that it's open. You're not just going to hear it shut, you will actually hear that, okay? Now, lately it's been happening sometimes when we're actually in the room. I knew it was coming. You're psychic. Anyway,
Called you out on that one.
we've been actually having this happen when we're sitting in the room. We'll be really quiet and all of a sudden you'll hear, it starts to creak first, like you can hear the creaking of wood. Creak, 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 and then all of a sudden, see how it's sitting on that pattern? I'll turn on the flashlight and you'll see it has moved, moved, moved. Then there's been a couple times when it's gotten to like right at the gravity point and we'll say, can you open it back up for us instead of closing it? And you'll literally see the door come back this way. And I want you guys to try to do that. It's got quite a bit of resistance to open that door. So keep your fingers crossed for the door tonight, okay? Okay.
Yeah, why are we here?
It's Adam's fault.
It is. I blame you. Actually, I blame myself. I found it in a pamphlet.
I thought we were supposed to like try it to see what it does.
Takes a little bit.
No, I mean it's not you know like totally a light thing.
Do you use this building further than,
Oh, yeah.
you actually
We
use
have
it
300 weddings a year.
in here?
Yeah, well, not just in here, all over the hotel, but
Receptions
weddings,
and
family
stuff.
reunions, receptions, corporate events. This building is in use all the time. In fact, we have to schedule the ghost hunts around it, so. Now, this is Paul's room. The wood shims are actually holding this door open, so if you accidentally kick those out, this door will close on its own. That's not paranormal. Paul's what we call a freshie. He passed away in 2005. Get that? There's actually people who work at the hotel who remember Paul. That's how recently he passed away. He was a maintenance man here at the hotel. He was outside shoveling snow. He felt himself having a heart attack. He got in his truck and tried to drive himself to the hospital, and he didn't make it. We think he's come back here because the Stanley Hotel was his life. This is what he did. He really didn't have much of a life outside of the Stanley. Paul's our grumpy, gruff one that I was telling you about. You don't have to be afraid of him. He's just grumpy. You know, he gets more grumpy after about 11 o'clock because Stanley Hotel events end at 11 o'clock, or you have to pay more money. So his job still today is to get you out of here at 11 o'clock. So if Paul's going to be active, we're going to hear more from him after 11. People have actually heard with their own ears a very gruff, low, gravelly male voice say, "Get out." We were all in the balcony one night, and one of the guys decided he needed to come down and go to the bathroom. And I had told him I don't do this hallway by myself, so he thought that he would be brave. So he came down the hallway thinking, oh, what's the big deal? He gets right here to this threshold and hears, "Get out." And he came running back up the stairs. Of course, he didn't want to come back. Yeah, he didn't want to come back down here, but guess where I wanted to go? Immediately, we came right back down. So don't be afraid of Paul. And in fact, we can even, I ask that you don't provoke Lucy. She had a hard enough time. Be nice to Lucy. She'll give you activity. We can make a little fun of Paul now and then, okay? A little bit of respect, but still, we make a little bit of fun of Paul. Now we're going to go out here and take a ride. I want you guys to notice the exit sign above the door that's here at the end of the hall. If you accidentally go out it, you're going to be locked out. And then when you're yanking on the door, I'm going to think you're one of the drunks coming from the main hotel, okay? So make sure you don't go out the exit by mistake. So follow me.
No, you can go first.